What?
All lies will be exposed.
Oh, yeah. Cheers and salutations. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope all of you had a wonderful Sunday brunch. My name is Kit, and this is Hard Lens Media. We are live. We are going to be live now. Again, for those of you tuning in, the new schedule now will be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 a.m. Sundays for Sunday brunch, 10 a.m. And, of course, Saturday will be dedicated only to Patreon supporters because you guys make the show happen. It's a Q&A. It's a fun little Saturday morning hangout. Plus, after all, patron supporters, you could give me some Q&As and everything else. So technically, there will still be 5 days streaming. It's just Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have new work responsibilities and other things that I'm doing, and I have to have a good balance and a good, mental mindset and everything else in between. So I hope all of you will accept these new changes. I did give you guys a warning earlier this month that there was something down the road. So now that's going to be happening. There won't be a show Tuesday and Thursday. I'm so sorry. You'll have to do without me, but I love you so much with all my heart, this much. So without further ado, welcome to the show. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Unfortunately, YouTube is not letting people know when we go live, and that really sucks. But besides that, bad cookies, don't be spreading out some bad news. No, we're not doing that. We ain't going anywhere. We're still here. We're still doing all our fun stuff. And as always, if you want to keep the show alive, I want to give a huge shout out to all these wonderful, beautiful patron supporters who are always number one in the hood. So let me get these names all set up right here, right now. What's taking so long? Come on, computer. Load up those Patreon names and let's read them out in a 3, a 2, and an uno and out. Let's go ahead and read them. Let's go, Ghostbusters. For the illustrative carp, Tim Swanson, Timsy Swanson. We got Tired of Lies, Tisha, Tom Corey, Tyler Jackson, Unknown Angels. Well, you're an angel to me. Vidal, Billy G, Gomez Jr., Vim ML, Wayne Cosweb, Angel, Wendy Carballo. We love you so much. William Kitchen, William Paolo Zalotes Itali, thank you so much. And by the way, I want to give a huge shout out to all of my wonderful people who are doing well. Popeye the Sailor, please recover well. Cowboy Kitty, we got nothing but love for Natalia, and we are praying for her freedom, as well as for a huge update that's happening on Wednesday. That is going to be a live stream dedicated to Aspen. Wednesday night, Indy from INN News, along with a whole bunch of other great, wonderful people, are going to be calling out for her immediate release and freedom. And now that I got all of your attention, one person in particular needs my help here too, because Charlie Mack has been sharing her GoFundMe and posting on social media. Now, unfortunately, and I want everybody to be polite doing this. In Fight Club when they got a homework assignment? Well, listen up, people. You got a homework assignment. I want to share this with all of you. Charlie Mack's account was taken down. All right. Now, look, I want every single person cylinder up. Come on. I want you all firing on all cylinders. Now, this is a tweet from Jesse Jett, who will also be partaking in that live stream event as well. Can't stress enough what an oversight this was. At support, we need this man back in action. Charlie Mack, I'm going to click, copy, and paste in the comment section. Please, everyone, politely retweet to YouTube, not YouTube, but to Twitch, or not Twitch, X support, all right? Politely tell them to reinstate Charlie Mack's account. I need all of you to do this. The more of us that can raise word about this, the better. Please, 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 please raise the alarm. Be polite in retweeting or posting a tweet to support, all right? And use this screenshot, retweet this from Jesse Jett. Hey, I'm retweeting it too. There you go. So you see Hardlands Media is doing that. I want everybody to do this. We need to make this happen now. I want Charlie Mack's account back online, all right? Because we need everyone to call for the freedom of Aspen, okay? So there you go. That's what we're going to do, all right? And listen, Charlie has stood by Hardlands Media. He retweeted our GoFundMe, all right? And we're still in our fight. You stand with Hardlands Media. Well, you better believe we're going to stand with you. The 29th, the most important live stream to watch. Freeing Aspen, as we should. So there you go. All right. But now, you wonderful people, it is time for the morning dump. The morning dump where you crap on a company time all the time, every time. Let's go ahead and talk about the morning dump. The morning dump where you just got to keep your head on that swivel.
So I've got a gaboon in this tub. It's just a holding tub while I redecorate his cage and everything. And you hear what a really defensive gaboon sounds like. Yeah, boy. Yeah, so this guy, his name is Gangster. And yeah, he means business. But also he feels a little cornered now. He's a little bit better when we get him out. But yeah, I don't lay hands on him too easily, although I did just now. You can hear that insane hiss. Yeah, I mean, I'm just out of sort of strike range. Maybe not even. So I've got a...
Now that's a beautiful animal. Dangerous and scary. Hey, listen. If I think something's scary, I'm not going to put on a brave face. I'm like, oh, that's pretty scary. Now look, this kid's a winner. on, buddy. Come on. Come on. So I guess it's a packet of noodles, 2 packet of biscuit, 2 packet of water. Come on. Come on, get that bottle of juice. 2 bottles of juice. Come on.
She have on 2 packet of noodles, 2 packet of biscuits, and 2 packet of white sauce.
You know what? Well done, buddy. All right, you're gonna get those noodles, those biscuits, and the water. All right, there you go, man. There you go. Happy for you, man. Keep on winning. Keep on winning. Now, listen. This hurt me. I gotta mute it because of copyright music. But can I get a vodka? Vodka? She went there. Sorry, you gotta be 21 to drink here. I was born in 2004. Oh, man, the existential crisis. Because it's 2025. Damn. It's all right, buddy. It's all right. Don't worry. We live, we die, we die, we live. We live, we die, we die, we live. It's all right. It's all right, buddy. It's all right. And then finally, listen. High up, a lineman shows how strong a power line is. This man's braver than me.
30,000 volts, so just grab it like a firm grip like I am. I'm going to let go, and then just open your hand up and pull it a couple inches away.
Ha! Well, that's scary. That was scary. That was scary. That was scary. All right, but now let's go ahead and move on.org to our first segment of the day. Welcome, everybody. And again, justice for Aspen, justice for Natalia. May they both be free very soon. Wednesday, October 29th, the most important live stream to watch right now. Make it happen live and direct. Let's go, Ghostbusters. Let's go, 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 go. Let's go. All right, so row your boat, RoKhanna. I actually dropped a little bit of a doozy. He was on, of course, Crystal and Kyle, Crystal, Kyle, and friends. But I kind of brought up a little question here, a little bit of a quandary about the Progressive Caucus. I know. What about the Progressive Caucus, Kit? Well, the Progressive Caucus has left much to be desired for, but apparently they had this official rule taking a position on Israel and Palestine. So you ever wonder why people like AOC or anybody else who's part of the Congressional Progressive Caucus never really could give a honest statement about what's happening in Gaza or in the West Bank? It's because they don't really have a position. They have to be neutral from a certain point of view. The truth is, they probably know better not to say anything. But row your boat, RoKhanna decides to say, nah, I'm going to drop that secret sauce. Now, does this excuse him? No, it does not. But it does explain a great many things.
For the longest time, I don't mind sharing this, we had these rules in the Progressive Caucus that you couldn't take a position on anything dealing with Israel and Gaza.
Oh, my God.
Really? And it was like, well, we've got a diverse coalition of progressives. We support Medicare for all and support free public college. And so we can't take a position on it. I don't even know technically if we've gotten rid of that provision or not. But you can't separate and just be like, well, we're going to be on domestic policy, but we don't care if innocent Venezuelan fishermen are blown up and the Colombian president is out there saying that a fisherman was blown up by the United States, and that doesn't really matter to us. No great leader, Dr. King, Frederick Douglass, Abraham Lincoln, no one has said, I'm going to separate my morality. They haven't.
Oh, but the Democrats have. So you all heard that, right? We're going to do a little bit of a rewind. But he's saying, oh, no, well, see, the thing is we have to separate things because we're a big tent party. So you ever wonder why in 2024, AOC and Bernie were just kind of whoop, mum the word, not going to say a single thing. We're not going to take an official position. It's because there never was one, right? They were following orders. They're following a script. So anyone that's carrying water for the Democrats, especially for those suckers who are at the No Kings March, and yeah, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get mean here, all right? Because I'm deciding just to let it all out. If you participated in the No Kings March, hey, tell me what it's like to sniff your own ass, okay? I mean, seriously, if these Democrats aren't going to have if they don't have a real official position on what's happening with Israel and Gaza and the West Bank, what makes you think they actually even have a real position on Medicare for all, student debt forgiveness, investing in our infrastructure, ending the war, ending corruption? Oh, that's right. They don't have one. It doesn't exist. So anytime you were probably yelled at by a latte drinking liberal or a progressive who still somehow thinks you can reform the Democrat Party, even though they're an abusive partner slapping them around, guess what? It was never going to happen. You could go ahead and point this video to them and say, hey, sucker, what's it like knowing that there was nothing ever going to happen? Oh, but if we put enough pressure on these politicians, no. No, it's all being revealed. And as we all know,
All lies will be exposed.
and when it comes down to these politicians constantly making excuses for themselves, it should tell you one thing. They're not understanding how many people are viewing the genocide in Gaza, because that's what it is. I mean, come on. They blew up all the buildings. All the buildings in Gaza are gone, nothing but rubble. Now what? They're blowing up the rubble? Pretty soon the rubble will reveal all the dead bodies that are hidden under there. What are they going to do then? Blow up all the dead bodies? Yeah, probably so. That's what's going on there. All the while, Democrats couldn't take a position on it. You know what I think about the Democrats? Here's what I think about it.
And here's what I think about it.
Absolutely. Let's rewind this just a little bit so y'all can hear this again one more time.
Separate and just be like, well, we're going to be on domestic policy, but we don't care if innocent Venezuelan fishermen are blown up and the Colombian president is out there saying that a fisherman was blown up by the United States, and that doesn't really matter to us. Like, no great leader, Dr. King, Frederick Douglass, Abraham Lincoln, no one has said, like, I'm going to separate my morality. They have a clarity of conviction, and they apply it. So then none of us in Congress obviously are as great as those individuals, but we should aspire to some level for moral consistency. And the great thing about voters today is they actually can sense that. The first thing they want to know is, like, does this person have a conviction, a core sense of how he views or she views the world? And I think that's where the disconnect is with the Democratic Party. So somehow getting people to see that these aren't foreign policy issues, these are human issues, is key.
So there you go. What does that tell you? Their position is this right here. There. That's their position. That's their position in regards towards what's happening in Gaza, okay? Now, is RoKhanna being generous here and actually being truthful? Hey, at least he's being honest. Is he going to change the caucus leadership? I don't think so. No, that's what we call that is a definite no bueno. He's not going to lift a finger. He is not going to do this. And it says so much about what we have been calling out for the Democrat Party for quite some time. And it means everybody in independent media. Never forget what they were saying to us in the 2024 election cycle, or in the 2020 election cycle, or in 2016, that if we don't support the Democrats, we're somehow fascists and bad guys, or how you had the Justice Democrats, brand new Congress, our revolution, and DSA saying, oh, we could reform it. No. You started that in 2018, and apparently since 2018 up until now, no real position, no real push or sway, no push or pull. I mean, come on. What is the position? The whole country, even conservatives. Yes, I've been seeing posts on social media from conservatives saying, my God, there's a genocide in Gaza. And granted, while there's many different perspectives and points of view, I think universally it's being accepted here. Hey, where's the political willpower to say stop? Let's actually have a legit ceasefire. Hey, how's that ceasefire working out? Yeah, probably not that good. But when it comes down to row your boat, RoKhanna actually speaking the truth, well, that wasn't on my bingo card for 2025 as we end this year of the snake. Say whatever you will about it, but this is getting insane now. I mean, they're just blatantly just putting all their cards on the table and saying, hey, everybody, look. Okay, so thank you, RoKhanna, for being truthful. But the truth is, You think that's going to make them change their mind? No, 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 no. And no, I don't feel like gloating about this because you know something? I've been saying that Democrats didn't have a position. I've been saying that Democrats don't care and that you can't reform this party. Oh, I cannot wait to see what they're going to pull out for propaganda in 2026. Try not to rage out, people. We're going to get through this together like a family. MovingOn.org. Okay, we're going to be moving on. But first of all, let me just give a shout out. We got Wendy Carballo here in the chat. We got my Kick people here. Good to see everybody. Lady Alex, I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Crom says, I'll give Ro credit. He'll lie to your face as he shakes your hand at least. You know what? I'll roll with that. There we go. By the way, again, folks, new scheduling Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Central. Sunday brunch, 10 a.m. Central. And, of course, Saturday only dedicated to Patreon supporters. Because Patreon supporters, you make the show happen. And without all of you, we would not exist because we love you, Patreon supporters, because you keep the show alive. Please help us stay alive by being a Patreon supporter. Doing that. That's great. Let's see. What else we got here? Shout out to my Rome people. Molly Littlebird, good to see you. And Kick people. Kick, much love to my Kick audience. We are third place in Kick news. Ecuadorian TV is defeating us, but don't worry. We'll get you, Ecuador. We will get you. But now let's move on to our next segment of the day. All right. I'm going to rip this Band-Aid off. And I want to address this because now things are being revealed about Twitch. I know it's going to be a short segment on Twitch. I know people are... If Trans Gemini was watching in the chat right now, she'd be like, don't worry, guys. Kit, I think, is legally obliged to start trash talking Twitch. And yes, listen, I personally am looking forward to the downfall of Twitch, but there's a lot of things that I have to address here because a big kaboom is bound to happen. And I've talked about this on another podcast where I was a guest on, okay? And you know what? Let me just say right now, this is going to be there's a potential of a lot of online drama that's going to blow up. Don't worry, this is one of my guilty pleasures, but I'm just going to share this with all of you. So let's go ahead and talk about this. This is a retweet from the Legal Mindset, but I want to just read it. Even when even Ice Poseidon is calling out bad behavior, you know it's definitely crossed the line into civil liability or criminality. Now, this is a tweet from Yeet when Ice Poseidon was speaking about the Emeru stream. Now, who is Emeru? Well, she was the woman who was assaulted at TwitchCon 2025. Twitch security failed miserably, which led to this whole hodgepodge of a lot of people, high-profile Twitch streamers and, small Twitch streamers talking about Twitch safety guidelines, Twitch accountability. And I think a lot of people have snapped now, or is it that people are leaving the platform in mass? Tectone and Asmongold both did 2 different live streams, correctly pointing out the downfall of Twitch numbers and people tuning into Twitch. And Twitch was purchased in 2014 by Amazon. And since then, Twitch has not earned a profit for Amazon. Amazon, sooner or later, is going to have to address this downfall. And I'm eating it up. For me, this is personal. This is one of those things. We all have things that we're petty about. This is one of those things. So let me just read what Ice Poseidon wrote. It is this. I've always said Twitch streamers have tons of skeletons in their closet. Wait until people find out about everyone else at the top and the corruption and the weirdness behind the scenes. If you thought Hollywood was bad, wait until you see more. Remember, the CEO is best friends with all these people on personal levels as well. And everyone knows everything about each other from gossip behind the scenes. So when something comes out and everyone acts surprised, it's always an act. Now, I will not name names, but it has been brought to my attention about many of these high-profile Twitch streamers, especially those who are also on YouTube, or especially in the California area, who are on Twitch, like the big titans. And it could be anybody, really. You know how they got like orbiters or people surrounding them? Why do you think some of those people at least enjoy a small boost in the algorithm, or maybe get maybe 2,000 or 5,000, maybe 10,000 people watching their streams? Well, it's because maybe they're doing some little side work, a little special favor here and there. I'm talking more than just mowing the lawn, which at least there are some allegations of that happening, or walking a dog, or cleaning a car, or cleaning a house. I mean, it is a very, very scummy world of favoritism. So people wonder why. Well, it's impossible to really make it on Twitch. It's because it is already controlled. And when you have somebody in charge of Twitch who has already expressed his favoritism, well, gee, one has to wonder what's happening there, and overall the downfall, because there's going to be a lot of messages. And if this were to enter into the legal realm, should Twitch, which is again owned by Amazon, now we all know how the legal system works, okay? But should that opportunity happen, should Twitch get into the legal system, I'm talking about the discovery, I'm talking about people with their private messages. This could even involve Discord. This could involve Reddit. I mean, it's a whole intertwined of messiness, sloppiness, and zero accountability. Why is this a big deal? Because there's a very dangerous potential possibility of course, politicians wanting to regulate more online speech, which is something I've been warning about. Maybe if we didn't have the system of favoritism and stupid people doing stupid things, because mind you, again, if I or anyone else in independent media did half of what you see some of these Twitch people doing, I mean, it's done. Finito. It's over. It's gone like the wind. All right. And for this fact, let's see. And by the way, Volunteer is not wrong. Twitch is owned by Amazon. Amazon is a force of evil in the world, of evil, pure evil. But this is a real issue. And I want to pull up something else here too, which is another screenshot from Legal Mindset's team, which is, and if ICE doesn't turn over these messages, I'm not talking about ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, I'm talking about ICE Poseidon, he may be forced to by subpoena. All right. I don't really care, but when they spent years painting me to be the worst person ever, but they house assaulters and terrorists, and it comes with some adversity. I'm pretty sure I have messages of staff being racist in the DMs, as well as admitting to wanting to F some women streamers for partnership. LOL. That'll be a fun post if I can find them. The fact that potentially, maybe allegedly, as what Ice Poseidon is at least saying in this Discord, all right, if that is true, I'm talking about a lot of people in Twitch staff, Twitch leadership, and major Twitch streamers. A lot of things going to be unveiled. A lot of things are going to be gross and disgusting. I would put this on par as a mini Hollywood scandal, because we all know how gross Hollywood is. I mean, come on. Let's look at Harvey Weinstein and everyone associated with a guy named Jeffrey Epstein, and all the BS in Hollywood and all the scandals and drama. If you don't think that's not in the Twitch world, oh, it is there. It's everywhere, and it's gross. And I have heard, at least allegedly, from some of my little birdies on the West Coast, that yeah, it's pretty bad, and it's pretty sad. Just the amount of influence some of these Twitch streamers are. Do not hero worship these people. I'll never forget one video in particular that was so eye-opening. But a major Twitch streamer, I won't say who, a bird goes tweet and an owl goes who. Well, he has a lot of influence, and he was definitely for the boycott and divestment. But when they were caught drinking, I believe, maybe a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi, one of his streamers ran up to him and said, "What are you doing? We're boycotting." He was like, "Oh, nice to see you." And then did nothing. Still drank his Pepsi or Coca-Cola, whatever it was. A lot of these Twitch streamers, man. Some of them don't believe in what they believe in, and others are not as nice people as they present themselves out to be. Things are going to come crashing down ever since TwitchCon. And maybe, folks, we can grab some popcorn and enjoy the show. But mind you, it could get very gross and ugly very quick. That being said, Thank you, everyone, for indulging me in some of my guilty pleasures. There you go. Good to see everybody here. Pal, don't count people out. Don't count as people to our politician. Pal, don't count as people to our politicians. From John Michael. Well, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate the super chat. We love it when we get the super chats. Thank you. Thank you so much. There you go. The Jack Acid. Amazon doesn't need to make money from Twitch. That's true, Jack Acid. You're not wrong there. You're not incorrect. But what is important to bring up about the ownership of Amazon to Twitch is that currently, Twitch is in the spotlight with our federal government, much like Discord and Reddit. So it could get pretty bad really quick. That's what I see happening there. So there you go. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. It does boost up the algorithm and rhyme. The more viewers we get on our live stream, the better, because it just saves our rear end so much. But now I think it's only fair that we do move on to our next segment of the day. Let's go. Oh, this is a story from New Jersey. To my main man, Hassan. I got a couple people from New Jersey. Where are my New Jersey people at? Well, apparently there's a Democrat New Jersey governor candidate who at least allegedly has been accused of making $7 million in stock trades and seemed to have a little bit of kind of a quasi meltdown on the Breakfast Club. Like, what's going on here? What's going on? And I think it's only fair that we do pull this up here. I love the silence. Just hang on. Bear with me.
So when Newsmax claims that you made $7 million from stock trades, what are they talking about?
Newsmax is...
We're going to count that again. But that was almost 5 seconds of silence.
So when Newsmax claims that you made $7 million from stock trades, what are they talking about?
Newsmax is, first of all...
I'm counting 5 seconds. One more time.
So when Newsmax claims that you made $7 million from stock trades, what are they talking about?
Newsmax is, first of all, a very questionable organization that is paying multiple fines. I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Well, did you make $7 million in stock trades at all? Or?
I haven't... I don't believe I did, but I'd have to go see...
What do you mean you don't know? What? Hey, you gotta know that. Say again.
Questionable organization that is paying multiple fines. I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Well, did you make $7 million in stock trades at all? Or?
I haven't... I don't believe I did, but I'd have to go see what that was alluding to, again, what kind of came from.
Doesn't matter, because I'm going to make sure that he doesn't get to serve again when I win for governor in November of this year.
There's another big difference between her public service and my public service. It actually cost me money the time I put in and took away from my company. In the 7 years that she's been in Congress, she's tripled her net worth. There's another big difference between the two of us, okay? She broke the law. She had to pay fines for violating federal law on stock trades and stock reporting, and the New York Times reports that while you're sitting on the House Armed Services Committee, you were trading defense stocks.
Oh, I'm sorry, but if there's ever an oof moment, this is it right here. Give it to me.
Oof. 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 Oof.
So when Newsmax claims...
Oof.
Which is kind of funny, but let's go and pull this up here.
As a member of Congress, Mikey Sherrill made millions in the stock market.
You made millions on the stock market, tripling your net worth while you were in Congress and you were fined for unreported trades. What do you say to that?
Trading hundreds of stocks.
We don't trade individual stocks.
Tripling her net worth.
I think we made money.
And while Cheryl got filthy rich, she didn't play by the rules.
It's not as if I go sit on the House Armed Service Committee and...
Now the thing is, everybody, when we have these politicians who are then called out for their insider trading, it's fascinating because they all do it in one form or the other. It's hilarious to see the backpedaling, the flip flopping, and oh my goodness, did you or did you not? Because they all partake in it. And the fact is, like, I have to get back to you on that. Here, we'll actually go back to this one more time. Hold on. Just pulling us up here one more time.
That you made $7 million from stock trades. What are they talking about?
Newsmax is, first of all, a very questionable organization that is paying multiple fines. I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Well, did you make $7 million in stock trades at all? Or?
I haven't. I don't believe I did, but I'd have to go see what that was alluding to again, what kind of came from.
Doesn't matter because I'm going to make sure that he doesn't get to serve again when I win for governor in November of this year.
There's another big difference between her public service and my public service. It actually cost me money the time I put in and took away from my company. In the 7 years that she's been in Congress, she's tripled her net worth. There's another big difference between the two of us, okay? She broke the law. She had to pay fines for violating federal law on stock trades and stock reporting, and the New York Times reports that while you're sitting on the House Armed Services Committee, you were trading defense stocks.
I want to pull this up here, too. So, in the great state of New Jersey, Mickey Sherrill, once comfortably ahead in New Jersey's governor race, has been getting plenty of attention over her stock trading lately, and not in a good way. Her fellow lawmakers should take note if they have aspirations for higher office. The Democrat New Jersey Congresswoman seemed like a shoo-in to succeed Phil Murphy as her state's governor, an office that trended blue in recent years, yet she's now neck and neck with the Republican candidate, a businessman entering into politics. Her problem? Disclosures that she spent some considerable time day trading stocks while she was in office, possibly, if her critics are right, profiting off of non-public information to make profitable trades. Listen, there's only one Nancy Pelosi who's able to hammer it out. If it's not old man Pelosi himself, then it'll be Nancy herself, all right? Come on. What are you trying to do? Be like a Wall Street executive on congressional public time? My goodness, say it ain't so, kid, that a politician's doing insider trading. She's not the first one. She's not the first one. So here's the sad truth, though. It's not illegal or unusual. Don't worry, she's not going to go to jail. You really think the laws of the land apply to these jagoff politicians? They do not. They never have, and they never will. These politicians do not give a damn, do not care, and the laws don't affect them. They get a slap on the wrist. Look at the amount of insider trading Nancy's doing. If a regular person did even a small percentage of her kind of insider trading with insider information, they never see the light of day ever again. Because buying and selling stock, with non-public information, especially during the COVID, pandemic years, I mean, all of Congress was doing that. In fact, just so you guys know, according to this article right here, they are in line with other articles, other lawmakers who've gotten caught in this periodic scandal, which amounts to allegations that they use their access to non-public information to profit on stocks. So there you go. So look at all this information here. Look at everything that we're seeing here. Look at what these politicians do, especially when they're called out. They don't know how to respond to it. They don't know how to react to it because, it is technically, theoretically illegal what they're doing, but they're not going to go to jail. But they are losing a key thing, and that is respect and support from voters. If there's one thing I will say to Gen Z, keep at it. Pay attention to what the boomers, Xers, and millennials, Gen Xers are saying. Don't trust these politicians. Don't trust them. Gen Z, you don't have to support Team Red or Team Blue because they're still screwing us all over in the end. And to my fellow viewers across the generational gap, let us put aside our differences. We know that these politicians are buying and selling information on the stock trade They got that insider information. They're able to live very comfortable lives. And not to mention, with our own tax dollars, they're able to live what? And earn, guess what? A 6-figure salary, have gold-plated health care, and other wonderful, significant benefits to make their lives oh so great and oh so comfortable. Notice how she was stuttering and stammering and be like, even trying to answer to Charlemagne. I mean, come on. Were you not prepared to give an answer? Were you not prepared? I'm going to pull up another video here. I know it's from Fox News and Hannity. Try not to vomit.
Trump endorsed Republican Jack Ciattarelli fights to turn New Jersey red. It looks like it is possible. Look at this, a new Emerson College poll. They did a really good job in the last election. They have Ciattarelli in a dead heat with the progressive Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill in the traditionally blue state. The two had their first debate on Sunday night, and while the most significant issue for New Jersey voters is the high cost of living there, particularly taxes, Mikey Sherrill told voters exactly why she's wrong for the job, because she refused to commit to not raising taxes.
Bad cookies. I just looked it up. Her fine was $500K. That's it. She made $40 million insider trading and only had to pay $500K. Yes, exactly. What do you think this is? A republic that holds its people accountable? No.
Issue for New Jersey voters is the high cost of living there, particularly taxes. Mikey Sherrill told voters exactly why she's wrong for the job, because she refused to commit to not raising taxes even higher. Take a look.
We are not raising the sales tax here in New Jersey. What we need to do is lower the income tax and the property tax.
I'm not going to commit to anything right now because I'm not just going to tell you.
By the way, Gordon Gekko has more respect and accountability than any of these politicians. Why? Because he's a fictional character, yet these lawmakers in real life are voting on policies to make our lives miserable. So yeah, Gordon Gekko, more honorable and filled with integrity than a current serving or any of these serving Republican or Democratic lawmakers.
What you want to hear?
Trump endorsed Republican Jack Ciattarelli fight.
All right. So what's the big takeaway here? If you really think any of these politicians are just going to, come out squeaky clean, especially when running for other offices, just go ahead, check them out. In fact, once again, I must promote and give a shout out to Unusual Whales, because they have a whole list of what these politicians were doing in 2024. In fact, they've been consistently following these politicians and their insider trading moves since 2020. And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret, and this might surprise you. So if you drop your plate, if you spit out your coffee, if you crash your car on the road, you cannot blame Hard Lens Media. That means even if you slug somebody in the face while you're walking to work or doing whatever. Since then, since 2020, all of these politicians, U.S. senators, U.S. House representatives, Democrat, Republican, have been winning in the stock market. Winning. I mean, constantly uptick. I mean, my goodness, if you're going to cheat, you got to show that you're losing sometimes. You can't always be winning, but they're always winning. They always keep on winning. It's like they know the secret cheat codes. Like when you're playing a video game, they're winning the whole time. So while you're working 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet, while you're riddled in debt, our politicians got the inside cheat codes. Doesn't that make you feel special? Which is why when anyone argues or yells at you, how come you can't support Democrats or Republicans? Why aren't you voting? Tell them to F off. And that their politician is earning more money than they'll ever see in their lifetime. Or, hey, be creative. Be creative. The world's your oyster on this one. But they're all doing it. They're all doing the insider trading game. We say that we're a land of laws and accountability. And Congress wonders why that cockroaches and STDs are more popular than them. Sad state of affairs, huh? Very sad. Very sad. Let's see. To be fair, the stock market has been going up for everyone because of the devaluation of the dollar. Ah, yes, the dollar. The dollar. By the way, shout out to Hassan, a New Jersey native, you know. Once again, I'm going to drop my Sopranos reference. You know, Quasimodo, he predicted all of this. You know, Hassan, New Jersey native, your governor's race, whatever happened there. Whatever happened there? Watch, I'm going to get a message from a couple of New Jersey viewers and be like, Jesus Christ, Kit, I'm warning you, if you ever step foot in New Jersey, you may not make it out alive. Oh, I'm loving the show. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Kick people, Warehouse 5. Oh, Commercial Herschel, good to see you. By the way, folks, Commercial Herschel I had the privilege of writing a foreword in one of his books, and I'm wishing him all the best on his literary adventures and reading and continuing to do more. Commercial Herschel, keep on hitting those home run homers and post those links in the Hardlands Media Discord so people can check them out and support you, buddy, because that's what I want to see happen. And to Jack Acid, you have to trust the politicians to do what's right. I know you're being sarcastic. I know you're being sarcastic with me right there. And hit the like button because oh my goodness. Hey, we're doing good. There you go. See, I'm noticing people are. Let's see. Oh, you have a new book. Good. When my people win, I win. When my people succeed, I succeed. And I'm always happy to see my people win. So there you go. But now we're moving on to our next segment of the day. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So Albania's minister is pregnant with 83 children. I'm sorry. Let me correct that. I read it wrong. Albania's AI minister is pregnant with 83 digital children. You think I'm making this up? No, it's very real. You will live to witness man-made horrors, the likes of which that will make you cry and pull out your eyes. To quote that infamous scene from Event Horizon, where we're going, we won't need eyes to see. We won't. So what am I talking about? Well, here we go. Albania's AI minister pregnant, 83 digital children. So what happened here? Albania's prime minister has announced that the country's AI-generated governor, Delia, is pregnant with 83 digital children, and a bizarre next step in the world's first experiment with an artificial government official. Say it with me. What could go wrong? Everything. So that means, you know what? By the way, I know people are lonely, so I'm not going to judge, but I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet for those lonely men and lonely women that are having an AI partner, they're going to try and have digital children. Whatever you do, do not stick your private parts near an electrical socket. It will not bode well for you. Okay? Just don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to be reading the newspaper about people trying to get their AI partner pregnant. The prime minister made a claim during a speech at the Berlin in Germania Global Dialogue, explaining that the 83 children represent virtual assistants that will be assigned to every member of Albania's Socialist Party. The AI offspring will record parliamentary sessions, summarize debates, and even advise lawmakers on how to respond during discussions. So don't even think for yourselves, morons. The AI will do it for you. What could go wrong? You know something? My friend, there's no stopping the inevitable. There's no stopping it. This is going to happen. Let's go ahead and play this video. The video's not going to work. There you go. So he goes on to say, each one will serve as an assistant. If you go for coffee and forget to come back to work, this child will say what was said when you are not in the hall and who you should counterattack. Oh my goodness. So in other words, heaven forbid the AI decides to think for itself and give out some misinformation and who you should attack. Because, I mean, there's never once been an example in literature, movies, TV, where an artificial program decides to turn against its human overlords. I mean, there's no movie, right? I mean, none of you can come up with a comic book, video game, movie, or TV show about where AI decides to go rogue and trick its humans. I mean, let's have democracy in the chat. Can you name one? Type 1 for no, Kit, I can't. And shame on you for being so mean. Type 2, yes, Kit, my God, did they put a computer chip in your brain? Terminator. The Matrix. Warhammer 40K. I'm not a 40K fan. I'm reminding you of 40K. For the love of God, Kit, get the computer chip out of your brain. I wonder how many ones will show up in the chat. I wonder. I'm not glitching. Do you ever wonder? Delia, whose name means son, was appointed in September as the country's first official AI minister, with the goal of making Albania's public procurement system transparent and corruption-free. I remember on a post-duopoly show earlier this year, myself, Russell, and Nick were discussing AI. And Russell was talking about one program in particular that they covered on Due Dissonance, where it was set free in like a supposed, free world. It was a simulation. And when they tried to regulate, when the humans tried to tell the AI program, hey, stop stealing, stop doing insider trading, stop doing illegal activities, the program refused and told them basically to F off. I mean, heaven forbid an AI program would not decide to think for itself, right? The digital minister was first launched as a virtual assistant in January, helping citizens and business access government services through the e-Albania platform. The development comes just days after Ohio lawmakers introduced a bill that would ban AI from marrying humans or gaining legal rights, underscoring how rapidly the global debate around artificial intelligence is evolving. So if you live in Ohio, you ain't marrying your robot girlfriend. Okay? You're gonna have to get that AI automatic girlfriend with the virtual simulated vajayjay in another state. Okay, maybe Indiana, maybe California. Well, California definitely. I think they'll be legal, so don't worry. Whatever other state, but Ohio said no. While Albania embraces a future where AI can lead a ministry and give birth to digital aids, other governments are moving to draw strict lines around AI personhood. Albania's prime minister expects Delia's children to be active in parliament by the end of 2026, making what may be one of the most surreal government tech initiatives in debate. There you go. What could go wrong? What could go wrong with an AI program that got pregnant? What possible nightmares could go wrong where an AI program, when let's say a prime minister or somebody decides to go outside, get some coffee, and the computer program saying, hey, Bob from the previous province was saying that you're a terrible politician and that he's going to end your career. It could be a lie. I mean, a program could lie, A program can mishear. I mean, a program could get confused. When Seth Brundle was typing into his AI program about the flesh from the fly, it got confused when good old Brundle entered into the telepod with the fly by accident and fused the two. I mean, heaven forbid a program such as the guys from the X-Men animated series where it got confused about mutants and Master Mold said that no, humans and mutants are the same. So I got to go ahead and take care of them both. I mean, heaven forbid a program or computer doesn't really understand the aspects of the human mindset, the human psyche, how we interact with each other, and how do we talk. But what do you think? Is this going to lead to a rise of people demanding that AI have personhood? How will this change? Type 3 for no, Kit, nothing's going to fundamentally change. You're thinking too deep into this. Type 4, no, dude, it's Blade Runner. We're in a Blade Runner grimdark future, and people will be marrying robots or their toaster or their cell phone. I wonder how many 4s will show up in the chat. I'll cry if I see more than 10. Volunteer says, real wives and girlfriends are bad enough. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Message says, I'm too scared to have a robot a Hoover. Oh, you are? Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Warehouse 5, much love to you. Let's see. Reportedly, the Chinese from Fred Edward, one of our moderators, Fred Edward. Thank you so much. Reportedly, Chinese have developed AI that needs lower chip and power needs, newest in small box that can just. Oh, how's it out? Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Popeye the Sailor, get up, go see the White House counselor. And see, driving me Macy. Ooh, ooh. Wait, we went from New Jersey to Albania to Ohio. We're going all over the world. Absolutely. So everyone boot up and suit up. Who else we got here? Bad cookies. Get up. Go see the White House counselor. No, I am not having a robot girlfriend in my household, okay? I don't need that. I don't want that. I've seen enough science fiction movies to know where that goes. It's bad. You forget, okay? When I got done with my homework, nobody called me a nerd. I made sure my weekends were free because that's what we believed in my household. We should have at least have a free weekend, okay? That's what we believed in. I would watch The Outer Limits or Twilight Zone or Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and there would be lessons about artificial intelligence and robots. And you know something? I listened. I paid attention in class. I paid attention to Terminator 1 and, more importantly, Terminator 2. I paid attention, God damn it. I paid attention. People telling me you can have an AI robot girlfriend over my dead body. But how do you know? But Kit, what if you meet somebody and it turns out she is a robot? Well, then we're screwed. All right. To quote Misty Winston, we're effed. All right. We are effed royally. In more ways than one. What else we got here? Hold on. Well, hold on. Waka waka, praise be to our official Pope, Dr. Nick. Let's see. Hold on. Lawrence Johnson, I got nothing but respect for you. You have been a solid supporter for Hard Lens Media. I got nothing but love for you. But it hurts me to do this. Get up. Go see the White House counselor right now. Go. Go to Wendy Carballo right now. Tell her what you just did. Go. And voluntary. I'm going to call it a decent looking guy. There you go. As you should be. As you should be. What else we got here? Hold on. What else we got here? Mini AI. Okay, I'll check that out. I will have to check that out. Prim 54 with a kung fu grip. I know what you're referencing. But get up, go see the White House counselor. Dr. Nick, hold on. Who else do we have here? I want to see my people. But everyone loves Data from Star Trek The Next Generation. I don't. Get up, go see the White House counselor. Let's see. In Westworld, if you can't tell the difference, then what difference does it make? No. Did you pay attention to time balance, though? No, I did not. But don't do time travel, people. Don't do that. Sephiroth says, in Battlestar Galactica, a bunch of robots had no clue they were robots. Yeah, I know. After a while, it's like everyone's a Cylon. Let's see. I would put down my deposit for an AI Kit Kabat. All right, go see White Gladys. Fred Edward, I love you, man. You're a good moderator. You've been with Hard Lens Media from the beginning, but go see White Gladys. You're not seeing the White House counselor. Go see White Gladys right now. Go. What's going on with my audience? Why is my audience so mean? Hold on, who else we got here? All right. Tired of lies. I'm going back in time to kill off baby. Okay, hold on. In Mastermind Hour, I predict that self-lubricating robots will be mankind's last great invention. I want you to be wrong, but also, mastermind, get up and go see the White House counselor. Go. Volunteera, go see the White House counselor. It's a small miracle right now. I'm not losing my mind here. My audience is making me lose my mind. But now, speaking of losing my mind, let's go ahead and move on to our next segment of the day. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So in the war on drugs with cocainium, titanium, propanium, in that drug game, Trump is potentially eyeing strikes on Venezuela. So not only do we have the war in Ukraine, the genocide in Gaza, potential conflict in Taiwan, and other small wars happening all over around the world, hey, we're bringing it here to the West as well, with military strikes potentially hitting Venezuela. So we all know the Trump administration has been doing a lot of drone and aerial bombardment of drug-running boats leaving from Venezuela and other South American countries. And at least as it stands right now, U.S. fleets, at least U.S. ships, are heading towards, or is that already near Venezuela to do what? Tactical strikes on the drug cartel. Nobody asked about the CIA's relationship with El Chapo and how the war on drugs began. Nobody asked that question. Please don't ask that question, because heaven forbid we ask that question. Let's go and pull up this video here in a 3, 2, and an uno. Let's talk about it.
President Trump plans to expand his military campaign against drug traffickers from the sea to land, and he's not planning to seek authorization from Congress to do it.
I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them,
What could go wrong, Trump? Doing military strikes in a foreign country. Not asking Congress to declare war. I mean, I remember in 2016, you were saying that the war in Iraq was a bad idea and everything else, but okay, whatever. Just another war, another distraction. When are we ever going to get those Epstein files? I don't recall Trump saying that he'd go ahead and invade Venezuela in the 2024 election cycle primary. But then again, hey, we all forget things. But I don't recall him saying that.
They're going to be like dead.
9 U.S. airstrikes on alleged narco boats have killed at least 37 people, the most recent attacks taking place for the first time in the Eastern Pacific. Colombia's president claims President Trump is a war criminal, and he doesn't believe the narco boat bombings have anything to do with the war on drugs.
That's domination. And it's why Trump got angry when I refused to buy his claim that he's preparing to invade Venezuela over drug trafficking. It's a lie. The real motive is to seize Venezuela's oil, which will be worthless in 20 years anyway.
Joining me now in the group chat, Noel King, co-host and editorial director of the Today Explained podcast, Rob Bluey, president and executive editor at the Daily Signal, and Eugene Scott, op-ed writer at the Boston Globe. Okay, welcome, guys. I want to start with you, Noel, because this is one of those things where when you talk about it as cartels, drug dealers, very easy to sort of say you don't care about them. The problem is they haven't proved any of that anywhere in any
They
time
haven't
here.
proved any of it. And I think, you hear the president talk about these are bad guys and we're just going to kill them. And I do think there is a segment of the American population that really appreciates, look, it's tough talk. Let's get it done. Here is the problem. President Trump was elected in part because he said he was going to keep us out of foreign wars. We were not going to do another Iraq. We were not going to do another Afghanistan. I'm old enough to remember Iraq. And this looks a lot like the run up to Iraq. We're talking about a land campaign. The president doesn't seem to be looking at polling. He doesn't seem to be listening to the voices in his administration who say, hey, Mr. President, Americans don't want this. He seems to be listening more and more to Marco Rubio, who has made this part of his agenda. So I don't know. I don't know where this is headed.
Yeah, no, but you've raised a couple of things here that I want to bring to this side of the table because to Noel's point, I mean, the CIA is providing intelligence for these strikes reportedly.
Let's talk about the war on drugs here. Let's go and talk about the problem with drugs, okay? See, because drugs are bad, kids. They are. They're very, very bad. But who's doing them? Mr. and Mrs. America. I mean, not to mention, when you have Big Pharma pumping out all of these pills and people being addicted to them. I mean, remember, we had an opioid crisis here in this country. Still do to this day, where people are in pain, constant emotional and physical pain. Who's buying the drugs? Mr. and Mrs. America. It's not some evil Saturday morning cartoon villain who's hoarding up all the drugs, saying, I've got this mountain of cocainium, that booger sugar. Like, what's he going to do? Just stare at it like Homer Simpson did when he had that pile of sugar? Remember, hey, Homer was ready to get into the sugar game. Because first in America, first you get the sugar, then you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. Okay? Homer Simpson was that diabolical guy with his sugar. But see, here's the thing again, like there's a supply and a demand. I mean, how did a war on drugs really get started? Well, I mean, again, during the Cold War, if we really want to look into bigger things, if you want to look at the Iran-Contra crisis, you know, there was a lot of U.S. officials that got their hands slimy and dirty. In fact, we opened up the door for that white powder to come on in. Like, hey, come on in, buddy.
But several CIA experts have said, you know, intelligence is not evidence, and none of that is proved in court. And we actually just don't know who the U.S. is killing in the name of our families who have dealt with overdoses and drug problems in our hemisphere.
Yeah, that's the tension, Audie. Obviously, you feel great sympathy, and I think we all probably work with colleagues or know friends who have faced significant challenges in their own lives, personal lives, because of drug problems and fentanyl overdoses. There is right now, I think, an inclination on the part of Republicans in Congress to give President Trump the deference to carry out these strikes. However, there are certain members of Congress who believe that there is a important role that Congress should play in giving him the authorization. Personally, that's where I am.
Do they? I have not seen them once do
Rand Paul, Mike Lee.
I brought this up yesterday, and someone said, "Oh, he's an isolationist. That doesn't matter." A Republican, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
There's a distinction between what you would call an isolation and somebody who doesn't want to intervene in foreign conflicts, I think, as Noel was trying to explain. And remember, this is an issue that animated a lot of conservative voters and I think Americans who were tired of George W. Bush's foreign policy and wanted to see Republicans move in a different direction.
Eugene, what do you think?
It's frightening and it's scary to move in this way without any evidence, without any approval from Congress. If it starts here, where else could it go? And if Trump is so confident that what he's doing is the right thing to do and he has support in Congress, just go about it in the manner in which he's expected to go about.
And that's the thing, Sunny Day. You're correct. But see, in many ways, oil is that addiction, that drug for the USA. Because, hey, you got a lot of that oil there. But, oh, no, what is it? You're not in the top 10 in regards to the drug trade, but we're going to do something about it. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I don't like these criminal cartels. I don't like these bad guys. I don't like the fact that... at least allegedly, the CIA could have been kind of involved in it. Never asked them about their relationship with El Chapo. Hold on, what? I'm getting a message here. Oh, it's from my CIA handler? All right, I got 5 minutes left to live, guys. Hey, listen, you've been lovely. I love all of you so much. Remember me when I'm gone. But nonetheless, being serious here, folks, it's always going to be about the oil. It's always going to be about the oil and controlling the oil. Or is it putting somebody in charge who will be generous with the oil? Because we got to have that oil, baby. I mean, we got to have it. We got to have that Texas tea.
About it if he was following the laws of the land.
Reaching even further back than the Iraq War, I think of all of the attempts the U.S. made to try and do regime change in narco states in Latin America, and hearing the Colombian president bring up Venezuelan oil. To your point, I think some Americans, they hear some key words there, like oil, and they think, well, wait a second, what is this really?
It feels like the 80s again. It feels like, I mean,
if it's just regime change, be regime change, right? Like, why go through this process of saying it's about drugs?
Exactly.
Because then otherwise you'd be attacking Mexico or something like that. It just seems odd.
To Rob's point, it is an issue that so many of his voters have cared about, so maybe he thinks he's getting a 2-for-1. But being upfront with what it is that you say you want would be much more more effective, perhaps, in getting people on your side if what you're doing is the right thing.
Also, I think the anti-entanglement wing of the Republican conservative movement has lost so far on Iran, on several things. Yeah. And so is this something that they step up, or are they just like, we're foreign policy, he's not going to listen?
Yeah, I think that's an important question. Right now, again, I think we're within the first year of the Trump administration. They're probably willing to give him more leeway in terms of carrying out some of these strikes. It's interesting because if you look back to the Obama administration.
So in other words, we're going to be doing these strikes. How do we know? Boom. I'm done listening to corporate media. So look, Trump eyeing strikes on Venezuela cocaine facilities. The cocainium, titanium, propanium, that white booger sugar. U.S. President Donald Trump is weighing proposals for U.S. strikes against alleged white booger, Texas tea, or at least that, all that good stuff, facilities, and other targets related to drug trafficking inside Venezuela. Two unnamed officials told the network that Trump has not ruled out diplomacy with the President Mirando of Venezuela, despite earlier reports that the U.S. has completely broken off dialogue with, right now, even a potential campaign to do another coup. However, one CNN source noted that there are plans on the table that the president is considering regarding options on targets inside Venezuela. A third official claimed that the Trump administration is looking at several options, but is currently focused on going after the drugs inside Venezuela. Another perfect distraction so that we don't know about the Epstein files. What? Some U.S. officials reportedly believe a counter narcotics campaign inside Latin American country could also increase pressure for regime change again in the nation. Trump has publicly denied seeking to remove the Venezuelan leader from power. In recent weeks, U.S. forces have conducted several strikes on suspected drug-running boats that Washington claims are linked to Venezuela, leaving dozens dead. On Thursday, Trump, who earlier confirmed that he had authorized CIA operations inside Venezuela so the U.S. could extend its maritime anti-drug campaign to the land without elaborating. The aircraft carrier USS Gerald Ford was also deployed to the Caribbean to support the anti-drug campaign. The president of Venezuela denied his government is in any way linked to drug trafficking, suggesting the U.S. is using the allegations as a pretext for regime change, following reports of an aircraft carrier deployment. The president of Venezuela accused the U.S. of seeking a new eternal war. And what could go wrong? Well, that means, hey, folks, while we got money for war, we got money for all this waste, we don't have money for healthcare, student debt forgiveness, investing in our nation. And we're not really looking at the bigger picture here. I mean, why do these cartels exist? It's because, well, they were given a little boosty boost. And not to mention, are we ever going to win this war on drugs? The answer is no. Just like the war on homelessness. No. War on terror. No. These are forever wars, to be forever distractions, to make us feel bleak and sad. There is no end game. Plan? There is no plan. And heaven help us. Look, I'm going to hold out for hope here that there isn't a further escalation of military actions in Venezuela, because you know something here, folks? Let's look at the bigger picture here. Let's say a war happens in Venezuela. The USA decides to invade or do more airstrikes, or it leads to the point of political instability. Well, if you are a regular person or you're a parent trying to take care of your kids, or either that, hey, you got a family that you want to make sure your relatives are safe. You don't want to stay in a war zone where potentially a civil war can happen, or a dictatorship, another dictatorship could rise up, or a cartel takes over. So you know what you want to do? You want to leave the country, run away, thus crossing borders and making an arduous march to a little known place called the USA. I mean, why do you think there's a crisis in the border in the first place? Economic sanctions on different Central and South American countries, dictatorships, cartels. A rational person with a rational mind will look at the irrational situation and say to themselves, I'm not safe here and I need to get out of here as fast as possible. And people wonder why there's a border crisis. Say it with me. What could possibly go wrong? And the answer is a lot. Sunny day. Okay, it's been great, Kit. Says, oh no, wait, really? You're handing out? Okay. First of all, John Michael, I know you tipped another super chat here. First, I want to acknowledge this. You said, oh, they won't let you write that? Hey, guys, double check and triple check you're still subscribed. Please consider supporting us on Patreon, all that kind of stuff. Roger Meadows tip $2. New Jersey has 1.5 oh, really? Republicans, registered Republicans, 2.3 million registered Democrats, and 2.1 million registered independents in the great state of New Jersey. New Jersey is a purple state. I did not know that. That is fascinating information. Thank you. Freedom Butterfly says the CIA needs to go. Well, yes. Yes, exactly. Well, nothing we can do about that, my lovelies. Nothing we can do about that. Still in third place on Kick for news, but I'm glad that we're doing well. Shout out to all my X people, Kick people, Rumble people. We got another segment for you. Just hey, we're having fun here. What else we got here? I want to make sure we're acknowledging the chat because I want to be engaging with the people here. What else we have here? Sunny day. Please be safe. Kit, I don't think you know how bad the YouTube censorship is getting. No, I didn't know it was that bad, but it does explain. So here's kind of what's happening, okay? I've been getting a lot of messages from viewers and subscribers saying, hey, I'm only finding out that you are uploading content on your YouTube page. So, consistency is key. Yes, we're going to still be doing our live streams Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays, and of course, patron supporters. Please follow us on Discord, follow us on Substack, consider supporting us on Patreon, and double check you're subscribed. Follow us and subscribe to us on Rumble. Subscribe to us on Kick, and be sure you're following us on X, because the messages I've been getting via text or other forms, I know earlier this year I said it was pretty bad and things looked like they were kind of coming back in the up and up, but now it's really bad to where I'm very concerned about all of independent media. And I do hope that everyone still gets notified when we go live, when we upload our content, when we do anything here on this platform. And as far as I'm concerned here, folks, scale 1 to 10 being nervous about the future of independent media, it is an 8.5. I'm really kind of like, It's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad here. So, Dr. Nick, why do you hate capitalism? Dr. Nick, I don't know. And Teddy G says, YouTube is censoring even the most benign comments on many channels. It's unreal. Yeah, really. So it's not just Hard Lens Media. And here I was thinking I was special. No, I know those other channels too. But now, folks, we move on to our next segment of the day. Let's get to it. Let's get started with it. Let's get ready now with our next segment of the day. We go. So when it comes down to a campaign and running for office, I want to be clear. When you say I'm not crazy to people, I mean, it doesn't really boost up the confidence in saying that you're sane. But okay, AOC was at a Zohran Mamdani rally, and she said, like, hey, we're not crazy. I'm not crazy. When your girlfriend's saying she's not crazy as she's running at you with a knife, you gotta wonder, is she or is she not?
But we must remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City. We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane. But we must remember, in a time such as this,
I'm not crazy. She did a little bit more.
this city was built by the Irish escaping famine, Italians fleeing fascism, Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, to build the freest, toughest, and greatest city on earth. This city was built.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. A little bit more. Because she even mentions a lady in a polka dot dress. A lady in a polka dot dress. Because what could go wrong? What could go wrong with that one? I know. Just a little highlights.
The heroism that exists in the everyday people throughout our city. Heroism like that we saw last week, a young woman in a polka dot dress standing up to a secret police officer in Canal Street. She is New York City.
Okay, look, the definition of hero, I mean, okay, yes, it's important to stand up to injustice, but everything that these politicians do, not just AOC, but all of them, everything they do is cringe. Because when they mention out people, I'm like wondering, okay, are you over exaggerating a situation? And the answer is probably yes.
Last week, a young woman in a polka dot dress standing up to a secret police officer in Canal Street. She is New York City. The young man in a white helmet jumping off his bicycle saying, "Not in my neighborhood." That is New York City. The line cooks and the delivery workers.
Yes, that's all New York City. That is. It's all New York City. It all is, right? You know, and it's important for people to stand up for themselves, right? But, you know, I mean, again, it's just got to bring up this Coca-Cola classic one more time for the people in back, in case people do forget, because people do forget. Just want to remind you that this is also New York City, okay? Also New York.
You refuse to call it a genocide. It's not okay that there's a genocide happening and you're not actively against it.
You're lying.
I'm lying. You went on TV avoiding talking about it.
We're not lying.
We're not lying.
You guys haven't in interviews. It's insane. You haven't been calling it a genocide. Don't tell me I'm lying. Then just say it's a genocide. Just say it. Over 30,000 people are dead, AOC. You can't just say it for once. Just say the word. That's it. That's all we want you to say. Oh, you're not angry about people confronting the public when they can't call it genocide. Over 30,000 people are dying.
Stop. Okay? Stop.
We're not doing anything. We're just talking to an elected public official. That's all we're doing. That's it.
Cut it, and you're going to cut this, and you're going to clip this so that it's completely out of context. I already said that it was, and y'all are just going to pretend that it wasn't over and over again. It's fucked up, man. And you're not helping these people, TV. And you're not helping them.
You refuse to.
You're not helping them.
All right, now look, I watched a little bit more of the AOC speech. Now, is it good? I'll give it a C minus, because there was just 2 highlights from it. But the bigger picture is overall the future of NYC and what lies in store for it. Okay, because it's going to be a total slug match between Zoran Mandani, and look, he's made a lot of promises, and I do wish him all the best, because winning the Democrat primary is something that should not be ignored. The fact that, again, he was able to succeed and doing that significant win in defeating Cuomo, and now Cuomo has all this moneyed interest behind him. New York, and who will sit upon the throne, it's going to be a question. And look, AOC rallying up the crowd, I get it. That's what she does best. But never be fooled, because they say one thing and act another. Of course, they're going to be hyping up people saying, yes, this is what New York City is. Because, you know, Chicago is going to have an iteration of that too. With all the ICE raids happening here in my city and the amount of people from the north side to the south side confronting ICE raids, or either that, confronting or protesting many of these ICE holding facilities outside the Chicagoland area. Yeah, there's going to be examples of the heroism and what people do. But see, notice something that needs to be acknowledged here. Occasionally, a politician will put themselves maybe at a protest event. Maybe they'll get pepper sprayed. Maybe They'll pretend to get arrested, something of that nature, like how AOC did when they were protesting when Congress overturned Roe v. Wade. But it's always people on the front lines, regular people. You see, it's people, average citizens, that are going to lead us out of this nightmare, not politicians hyping us up, giving us word salads as we get suckered into voting for them. Now, I understand, like, I know there are people who respect and like AOC or years of that, thinking that voting for the two-party system will help us out. No. I mean, I understand it, but no. It's people. It's regular citizens. But we cannot be suckered in when these politicians start hyping us up and saying, I'm not crazy, we're not crazy. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the consistency. Look at the actions of these politicians. They do one thing, act another way, and when it comes down to election cycle, or when they're running or supporting a candidate within their party, they're going to give you that delicious word salad to make you feel good about yourself. But who's doing the hard work? Who's trying to survive in the country? The politicians with the gold-plated healthcare system and the wonderful six-figure salary benefit, or the average person? People. Wake up and break away from the two-party system. Thank you. Tired Lad says, thank you. Well, no, thank you. Let's see. You tried. You tried. Oh, I thought it said thank you. I thought it said thank you. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Vote harder says not real. Vote harder, people. Dr. Nick Cookie says it's a lose-lose in NYC. Who will win? Who will win? If you ask me my honest opinion, I think it's going to be a toe-to-toe slug match between Cuomo and Zoran Mandani. It's going to be... I'm not going to count out Mandani, especially for his significant win in the New York primary. But again, how many people participate and vote in primaries? The fact that Mandani had such a high number says a lot. But now everyone, all eyes are all eyes are on NYC for the moment, for the time being. And I notice people are still upset about AOC. Is New York City paying attention? Whoever wasn't there, probably so. Oh, Tired Lies says it was Accord Lord. He tried to make it on time. Accord Lord, 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and a 3-mile run. That's how you can make it up to me for showing up late. But now, folks, let's see. Hold on. There you go. Prim54 said, please don't get me started on the... Okay, hold on, bad cookies. Everyone be nice here. Everyone be nice here. Taxi Graveyard Media says, I walk 3 miles, okay? All right, let's see. Crom says, LOL. There you go. And what else we have here? Bad cookies, get up and go see the White House counselor. Everyone be nice. Everyone be nice here. Everyone be nice here. Everyone be nice here in the chat. Let's be nice. Let's be nice. Word salads like cat turds, not delicious. Sorry, correction, Fred. Yeah, well said, well said, well said. And Kill, you're egregious. Says, driving to work, being safe, pants off, lurking, and listening, as you should be, okay? All right, go. Absolutely. And Gamer in the chat, by the way, shout out to Steve Wolfbrandt, shout out to Anna Ringwald. Yes, everybody, good to see all of you here. But now, unfortunately, we are at the end here. But before we do, I want to give you guys an assignment. You have an assignment. You have an assignment. You have an assignment. Charlie Mack, he had his X account taken down. It was suspended. Now, what did he do? He was posting and sharing about Aspen's GoFundMe, okay? Now, she is in a legal fight. I say this as an experience because being in a legal fight is a nightmare. So what I want everyone to do, please, tweet politely at support@X. Please do this. Or either that, hey, look, I'm going to say this. Hey, look, I'm going to do an example, right? Hold on. We're gonna reach out to support. There you go. Please add support. Restore Charlie Mack's account. There you go. That's what we're going to do. All right. That's what we do. Please support and restore Charlie Mack's account. Okay. Hashtag free Aspen. There you go. We're going to post that like that, as a family should. So see, post. There you go. So see, we're posting it, and you could find that on the Hardlands Media X account. So make it happen. Please do that. Please do that and help support Call Her for Her Freedom. And by the way, again, nothing but love for Cowboy Kitty and Natalia. We are calling for her freedom and release here too. October 29th. October 29th. Again, everybody. October 29th. Please be sure to tune in for Indie News at Indie at INN. So that way people can be able to see and support and help out Aspen's live stream. All right, that will be dedicated to her. Let's also do what we can to even call for the freedom of Natalia. But also, again, hey, if you want to help out Hardlands Media even further, check us out on X, or either that, follow us on all of our social medias in our Linktree, Peachtree, YouTube, X, Rumble, Kick, Patreon, Substack, Discord, Instagram, and also check out our GoFundMe as well. Please help us out in our legal fight. Any support and sharing of our GoFundMe on any social media platforms, any groups and allies that can donate to our cause. Our goal is to at least raise $50,000 so we can at least take care of the legal fees and get out of this nightmare someday soon. And I'm looking forward to the day when it is finally done and gone. So if you can support our GoFundMe, you could find that link on our X account, Substack, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Any support and solidarity is greatly appreciated. And in that, I am grateful to it. But now we also have music by Jesse Jet. Jesse Jet, who's #1 in the hood. So if you're not following Jesse Jet, go ahead and do that. I think we're going to listen to some music here because I have nothing but respect for Jesse Jet. And we're going to do some great stuff here. So, folks, here's some music from Jesse Jet. All the best to you. Again, the new schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. So there will not be a Tuesday show. But for all of you who are supporting us and helping us out with our channel and our network, thank you so much for the solidarity. Support us on Patreon. Follow us on all of our social media. And I wish you guys a successful Monday morning, Monday afternoon, and Monday evening. Be best and take good care of yourselves. I'll see you guys on the flip side.
Perfect time for you to burn the bridge to self-forgiveness. Now's the chance, take a stand, stay your hand before you cast another vote for corporate interest. Another vote that chokes your hopes of owning your own home or opening a business. They love to say their hands were tied, the stars just weren't aligned for them to get their votes in line to see their promises delivered. But they killed it in an instant. Bills don't die by accident, they're all assassinated on behalf of the congressionally kismet. By some lobbyists who see themselves as agents of clandestine fate, not fences in a prison. Dealing in the stolen goods of sleeping slaves and trading on the futures of their children. Betting on a spread of daily dead where every grave's creating profit by the millions. For some fascists lurking in the wings and all of their affiliates. And every Etna demigod our senators conduct their darkest dealings with. It really gets impossible to document or fingerprint, cause it isn't just a pattern of corruption, it's the very fabric making up the structure of the system that we're living in. So dash your hopes and down a margarita goes. You box the shadows, take a little nap, and then you get back in and swing again. But if the margarita made you sick, you probably wouldn't take a drink again. So if you're voting either party, honey, think again. I recommend you steel your nerves and never serve an officer, a president, a despot, or a king again. And mark my words, the day will come where we will rise and sing again. And if voting makes you sick, well, no one's forcing you to drink again. I didn't have to wait for long. I never had to change a song. I just sing it like a raised along. Smile when you say I'm wrong. I can't even fade the song. Can't fake while you play the charms. And I don't know the page we're on, but this is where you say you're wrong. This is where you finally admit you weren't ignorant. You boldly voted Joe like an informed and blissful idiot. You chose to blur the parts of Biden you don't find the prettiest. Now you choose uplifting news and filter out the grittiest. But the truth is something coarse enough that even when it's hidden, it's apparent when you feel it on your fingertips. I know it's hard to deal with from a distance, and up close the truth is hideous. But there's just no getting rid of it. You've gotta let it in, or it just worries at your skin in every moment, loud or intimate. But shake it off, for fuck's sakes. You don't have to celebrate or be so proud of progress by imaginary increments. You don't have to heap such constant praise on fucking villains, like their stillborn promises are honestly just isolated incidents, and not the product of the principle of privilege. Not intentional eugenics just by any other synonym, covered up with desperate clusterfucks of rosy images, labeled plain by any other name except for what the fucking image is. So once you stare the page down enough, you'll spot the difference. That one is red and one is blue, and that's the only truth, because neither one delivers on that promise of deliverance. One is red and one is blue, and that's the only difference. And the rest are isolated and imaginary incidents. One is red, one is blue, and that's the only difference. I didn't have to wait for long. I never had to change a song. I just sing it like a raised alarm. Smile when you say I'm wrong. I can't even fade the song. Can't fake while you play the charms. And I don't know the page we're on, but this
Do you see that? Do you see that? Are you all as insulted as I am? This is what they send against us? This is what they send, this rabble. We hold one of the mightiest cities on the face of the planet. The fury of its guns sends all skyborne enemies to the ground in flames. We stand united in our thousands, our weapons without number, our purity without question, and our hearts beating courage through our blood. And this is how they attack us. Brothers and sisters, a legion of beggars and alien dregs wheezes its way across the plains. Forgive me when the moment comes that they whine and weep against our walls. Forgive me that I must order you to waste ammunition upon their worthless bodies. I have heard many souls speak my name in whispers since I came to Hell's Reach. I ask you now, do you know me?